Greetings, welcome back to Black Bear News, where everything is connected. What's going on, guys? We've got 38 watching, 15 likes, please. Like of the video. Early chatters are, of course, in. And I'm trying to wait for Rockfin to get going. Should be here momentarily, but please come join me on Rockfin, ROKFIN.com. All right. Looks like we are live on Rockfin. Hello, people of Rockfin. I will be coming over to chat with you in a moment. One more time. Sorry to beat a dead horse. I'll say it again, please. Subscribe to me on Rockfin and register on the app. It's free to register. You can watch me for free. None of my videos right now are premium videos, so I think you can just register for the app and come watch my videos. Yeah, but please join me on Rockfin, because it may be the place where we all end up at some point. Well, again, also, Jacob Gordon, how you doing? Good to see you. Again, also, very interesting. I've gained 15 followers on Rockfin in the last 2 days or day, and lost, of course, followers on YouTube. That's not because of anything that I'm doing. It's because YouTube is committing fraud. So anyways, there may be some other options as well in the future. I'm going to be looking into some other things. But thank you guys for your suggestions yesterday. I appreciate it. 989 Big Boss says Southern California still a tinderbox indeed. Although nothing yet, no fires yet, but it has been very dry and fairly warm, considering. Andy the Gardener is asking, anyone want to buy and run a farm with me? I would if I lived in the UK and if I had any money. Yes, TCR, they really don't want me to get to 3,000. Well, I'm back at where I was in the beginning of the summer, where I was losing. I lost just a ton of I lost like 30 followers in like a week or a couple days or something. So ridiculous. So why am I gaining followers on Rockfin, a place where hardly anybody watches me, and why am I losing followers on YouTube? Why is that? Because YouTube is fraudulent. They are a fraudulent corporation. And they are in the employ of the intelligence agencies, trying to keep people from hearing actual news or reality about anything. That's what's happening. Anyways, let's jump into it. Let me see. I'm going to go. What's up? We got people on Rockfin. I'm going to hang out with you guys for a second. What's up, Rockfin guys? Had Vollmer, Ryan Gorman, Urban Hermit. Yeah, zero rain in the forecast for the next 2 weeks in California. Yep. Again, like I said yesterday, the forecast is just same thing tomorrow. Tomorrow, same thing as yesterday for the next 2 weeks. Is like basically 75/80 degrees every single day. We're going down to maybe possibly 50 at night, but that's just going to be a repeat every single day for the next couple of days. And yes, it is extremely dry. So probably probably a good situation for a wildfire. Cornholio, what's going on? Hanging out with my people on Rockfin. How you doing, guys? Thank you for joining me. Yeah, I'm going to be looking. Sampuran Singh, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm going to be looking at other options. So yeah, I'll let you guys know how that goes as well. I run the risk of maybe fragmenting my viewership. If I'm running a bunch of different sites and people are on different streams and sites and stuff, run the risk of probably confusing people, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways. This is, again, Twitter is a place where goofy ideas happen, but it's also a place where you can kind of talk back at the goofy ideas or whatever. If that's your bag, if that's your game, if you find that to be fun. I know we were talking about having like a 24/7 chat on Discord, and yeah, we can do that. We can also do that on Twitter. If you just follow me at Twitter, Black Bear News 1, the number 1. You can just follow me on Twitter, and there's plenty of people on Twitter talking about climate change and or talking to the climate deniers, which is can sometimes be kind of fun. But they always say the same things. These climate deniers are always like, I have a science degree. And if you're if you believe everything you're told, you're buying into the cult of science. Okay, well, I agree. Sure, yeah. There can be a cult of science, and I'm not a believe all science kind of, believe all scientists or believe science person, because that can be used to, make people, force people into believing the official narrative rather than questioning things for themselves or having discussions outside of the official narrative lines. Like, I'm totally for that. But in the case of climate change, again, what I replied to this guy who said I have a science degree. Okay. Well, I've talked to engineers who don't understand physics, so having a science degree doesn't necessarily mean you're not a dumbass. He says anyone who claims to know science, who says something shouldn't be questioned, that hasn't been accepted as law. Well, it's been accepted. It's beyond debate. It's been accepted as a thing that is happening. It's not law. And there's no reason why you can't question it. I would totally question it. If I had questions about any part of the narrative of climate change, I would totally be like, what about this? I would be the first person to do that, which I told him. It's not that it shouldn't be questioned. It's that the evidence for it being real is overwhelming. You have to actually try really hard to explain it away, and you have to leave out very key evidence in that process. If I thought there was a hoax going on, I would be the first to question it. But again, you have to overlook a mountain of evidence in order to come to another conclusion. That's not science, that's stupidity, intentional stupidity. Yeah, sorry, my climate science deniers, just no. Oh, he actually replied to me. I'm happy to look at research, but I do not have enough climatology experience. Oh, he doesn't have enough climatology experience. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, I thought he had a science degree to be able to verify if there are assumptions. So he's, I don't know whether these guys are paid or not. I'm not going to call them bots, but certainly some of these people might be getting a check from someone to run around on Twitter, and they all kind of run in a pack, and they all like repeat the same articles and the same stupid graphs like over and over again. and they're all based on nothing. So you're outnumbered. Even the climate deniers are outnumbered on Twitter. Like, I don't know about on YouTube, but just yeah, just because you all run around and say the same things and believe the same things doesn't mean that you're actually right. You a robust debate between two opposing scientists? Yeah, there's no opposing scientist, dumbass. Okay, anyways, there's no opposing scientists. Um, Gene asked, "Where are the chat women today?" I don't know. Where are the chat women today? I see you, Gene. Um, yeah, I don't know. Whatever. As things get worse, especially in the Arctic, and that's what we're going to talk about now. As things get worse, it's getting really. I see and I find that the deniers are fewer and less. Uh, I don't know. Less vociferous, I guess. In their denial, they're just not. They're not what they used to be. The science deniers. I don't know why this. Hello. Um, but let's get into this. So yeah, more news around the Arctic is coming out every day, and there seems to be kind of somewhat conflicting news around the Arctic. Yeah, the refreeze. There is some ice refreeze going on, but yes, as people have been pointing out, Paul Beckwith included, that Arctic melt has slowed, but there's been some slow regrowth in the Arctic since. And I mean, Arctic melt hasn't slowed that much, so I don't really know. It's got to be infinitesimal if it has. The horrifying Arctic emergency should be the focus of every single journalist and editor, no matter what their area of expertise. Exactly. And the reason why, the other reason why climate science deniers get so much traction, and why they're able to run around so freely. On some levels maybe it's good, but the mainstream media doesn't really. I mean, I don't see people on the TV, on CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News. I don't see people pointing, meteorologists pointing their little sticks at the Arctic, going like, "Well, we're screwed, guys. This is really bad." Like, they will never, ever, ever do that. They will never do that. That's why this channel exists, so that we can do this. We can point our little sticks at the Arctic and go, yeah, this is not normal. Not only is it not normal, it's been not normal for many years. Not only is it not normal, it's going to get even worse. This will be the new normal, and we'll wish for the day when this was the normal at one point. Part of the Arctic averaged up to 14 plus 14C above normal for the entire month of November. The entire month of November. That's a 14C anomaly. That is, anywhere else on the planet, 14C anomaly would be having repercussions that it would be very hard to ignore. But because it's in the Arctic, it's a lot easier to ignore, because unless you live in the Arctic, unless your local TV news station, or unless, people in the U.S. and many other developed nations don't have to deal with it being 14C above normal. Preliminary data suggests we witnessed the hottest November globally on record. 2020 is on track to be the hottest year on record. This is a good reply to this. Sarcasm, but Ben, I'm reading tweets by climate science leaders that claim a new environmental golden age is dawning. Nations are pledging to respect their Paris Agreement promises. Celebrate. Our fragile emotions need hope. Not this gloom, Ben. Yeah. Why so gloomy? Why are you so pessimistic? These people not having babies, all of this is based on a very pessimistic attitude. Guys, it's 14C above normal for the entire month of November 2020. Why so pessimistic? Why all the doom? Come on. Let's go. Green New Deal. Let's go. We're going to create jobs, and jobs are what is going to save the environment. Right? We need to get our economy going again with a clean energy revolution, and lots of jobs for this clean energy revolution. And then we're going to save the planet. Let's go. This morning I stepped out of the train in the Arctic Circle, and guess what? Plus 5C and rain. So it's plus 5C, meaning it's above freezing. It's December 1st. Well, this is from November 29th, this tweet. So 2 days ago, late November, above freezing in the Arctic Circle, and forecasted for all of next week too. So, and rain, what should be snow, right? So this is highly unlikely. So this is somebody who lives in the Arctic and is experiencing said disturbances in the force. The Arctic is changing before our very eyes. The climate crisis is now, and I am thankful for people taking action, wherever they might be. Hello, people taking action. Let's look at this article from The Independent. Climate crisis. No, I don't want any of this. God dang it. Climate crisis, Arctic temperatures for November soar well above average. Arctic warming 3 times faster than the rest of the planet. Yeah, we read these same numbers and articles literally every day. Every single day. So this is not new news. This is old news. Just continuing news. The Arctic's record-breaking year is continuing as temperatures in late November are reaching up to 12°C higher than averages in the 1990s. And what I just want to interject. The reason why YouTube is suppressing this channel so much is because we are talking about the news that matters every single day, right? That, again, I will explain it for the hard of hearing or the thick of thinking. The conspiracy is not that climate change is a hoax. The conspiracy is that it is much worse than they are telling you, right? They will never show this on mainstream media, at least not right now. They'll never show this on CNN. They'll never talk about this on CNN or MSNBC or Fox News. Tell me the last time you ever saw somebody, sit down and do an in-depth, what's going on in the Arctic kind of thing. They're not doing that. They're not going to do that, at least for as long as possible. So the conspiracy is that they don't want people to think about this. They don't want people to know about this. They want business as usual to continue for as long as possible while everybody goes off the cliff. That's what's happening, and that's why they are, very mad at me about for talking about what I'm talking about on this channel. Because the more people that are talking about this, the more people are going to be like, what the ever living fuck are we going to do about this? The latest figures from the University of Maine's Climate Reanalyzer. Let me go back. The Arctic's record-breaking year is continuing as temperatures in late November are reaching up to 12°C higher than averages in the 1990s. So that's just a 1990s baseline. We're not even talking about 1980 or 1950 or 1910 or 1880 or 1750 or 1432. What's the baseline? The baseline is 1990. 12°C higher than 1990. Yep. Latest figures reveal that on November 21st, temperatures were 10 to 12 C higher than normal 30 years ago. While the entire Arctic, the heat, while for the entire Arctic, the heat was on average 6.7 C higher than normal. The measurements are the average temperatures for 7.7 million square miles of the Arctic, which has already seen crazy high temperatures earlier this year. And some warmer pockets marked on the graphic as bright red areas show how in recent days temperatures have climbed to more than 20 C above average. Averages recorded less than 30 years ago. Let's see. Let's look at this. Oh, that didn't do anything for us, did it now? While it is still cold by human standards, with temperatures well below zero in many places, the size of the area affected by such an enormous surge in temperatures has alarmed scientists. One more time with the scientists and their alarm. Oh my. Golly gee willikers, whatever shall we do? I know, let's talk about carbon credits. It's all but becoming an annual reminder of the rapid climate change we have observed in the Arctic. Dr. Zach Labe, an Arctic climate specialist from Colorado State University, told CBS News. He told CBS News this? Hold on. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Did you say this on the actual news? Or is this just a web page? Probably just a web page, because it's easier to bury a web page. Okay.
In Climate Watch, scientists complete the largest Arctic science expedition in modern history. They spent months trapped in sea ice as part of the year-long expedition to study the effects of climate change. CBS News foreign correspondent Deborah Pata has a look at the work completed while aboard the German icebreaker, the Polarstern.
For 389 days, this massive ship, the Polarstern, has been drifting through the Arctic, trapped in ice, on an unprecedented scientific mission. We spoke to Rhode Island native Dr. Alison Fong over a year ago, just before she set sail with her colleagues.
We're looking at creating a whole picture of what the Arctic is going to do in the coming years.
And that picture is not a pretty one. As they learn through their makeshift labs on ice and high-tech equipment, it claims to contain devastating proof of a dying Arctic Ocean and warnings of ice-free summers in just decades due to man-made greenhouse gases which are heating the planet.
All right. Well, that's cool. I'll give CBS some claps for that. That was so CBSN. So I'm assuming CBSN means that's online, or that's not like the actual CBS news station. Still a little confusing, but did this actually appear on the TV tubes or the airwaves, or cable news, or did this just appear on the internet? I don't really know. But at least they're talking about it, and that's good. But did you notice at the end there they said ice-free Arctics in just a matter of decades, right? Again, they're covering it, but they're telling you, yeah, this could be an issue in a couple of decades. So just sit back and walk on over to Amazon.com and buy some more junk. In the meantime, right? You're going to need another air conditioner. You know what I'm saying? You're going to need a couple of those bad boys. Let's see. But, kudos for at least doing something, saying something about it. A belt of warm air is currently stretching from northern Greenland across the North Pole to the Laptev and East Siberian Seas north of the Russian mainland, according to the Barents Observer. Northeast of Svalbard, where I've been swimming in my dreams, over France, Joseph Land, and Severnaya Zimlaya, have also seen similar anomalous heats. Pardon my horrible pronunciations. The size of the area affected is almost twice the size of the entire United States. The unseasonably warm weather comes despite the sun having already set on the Arctic for winter. So, very short days, not a lot of sunlight. This is the time when it should be really, really cold and a whole lot of snow and not so much. And follows other record-breaking weather and unusual climate patterns. The Arctic saw a record low for sea ice coverage in October, and even by mid-November, many areas had barely begun to refreeze, leaving vast tracts of open water. Yeah. As a result, this year, the Northeast Passage, a shipping route along the Siberian coast, remained open for a record 112 days, beating the previous record by almost a month. All right, isn't that handy? Historically, the route could open for a handful of days only. So historically, the route would only open for a handful of days, though in some years it would not open at all. Scientists have warned that as areas of open ocean grow larger, 112 days is almost 4 months, right? If my math is correct. The sun's energy is absorbed more, warming the ocean further, amplifying global heating, and inevitably altering the food webs upon which innumerable species depend to survive. October was the hottest on record for Europe and came after a record-breaking heat wave in Siberia early this year, with the highest temperature ever known inside the Arctic Circle, recorded in June. 38°C was recorded in the town of Verkhoyansk. Yeah, and there you have that. Yeah, I'm going to go check out my Rockfin people. What's going on, Rockfin people? Hopefully everything is still going. Stephanie St. Orange. All right. I see some more viewers on Rockfin. Stefan St. Orange. Or is it Stephanie? I'm sorry. I think it's Stefan. Osama, what's going on? That's not good. I don't like to hear that. Anyways, good to see you guys all here. Thank you for hanging out with me on Rockfin. I appreciate you. I think the stream is smoother when I'm actually on the Rockfin page. I see people are complaining about the cutting out, but I think it cuts out when I actually leave the page. So maybe I need to have it open in another browser or something. Oh, Snake 1974. What's up? What's up? Got it. St. Ange. I don't know. Yes, Snake 1974 reporting for duty on Rockfin. Good to see you. Yeah, maybe I'll try another browser window or something. We got 122 watching, 48 likes on YouTube. Please like up the video, and if you're new, you know what to do. Prepper Trucker 57 says science will give you everything sugar coated now. I like my science sugar coated and drowning in sugar and sweet, delicious milk. Prepper Trucker says something I've always wondered, if industrial activity was focused more on the southern hemisphere, would Antarctica be melted instead of the Arctic Ocean? Who knows? Good question. Probably, I'd guess. Muzza, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for being here. Great to see you. I wanted to give you a quick heads up, Muzza, that my website has been, I'm trying to reconfigure my website, and because of that, there's been major problems. So a lot of, most of my website has been down for a couple of days. So I know you're tweeting out links, and I appreciate you tweeting out links. But the ones that are going to either of my websites are probably not very workable at the moment, but whatever, tweet them out, and if people see them later, they, when it gets back working, they'll be functional again. Yeah, I'm like overhauling my entire website experience, and it's major problems going on. Anyways, it'll be back up momentarily. Oh, the dude says probably not because southern ice is on land. Well, that's true. That's true. Probably somewhat that is the case. Anita M said, "Did anyone watch the latest Extinction Rebellion stream with many guests, including Margaret Atwood and Emma Thompson, talking about animal extinctions? I left a comment. Do they realize we are on the list?" I think they do. I'm pretty sure they do. Anita M. Extinction is in their Extinction is in their name, so I think they're aware of it. Osama number 6 with Muzza. Link them all into one cave. Yeah. Oh yeah, you did notice that. Yeah. I'm getting it all back together, but it'll all be better than ever when I get them all figured out. It's all going to be really. I'm going to be able to get a Black Bear News website. That's actually why part of why I'm doing this is because I want a Black Bear News website, which I haven't really been able to get together. So I would like to have a website where people can come check out what's going on with Black Bear News, where I can post, writings and, whatever T-shirts, if people are into the T-shirts, they will all be there at the Black Bear News site. Be Authentic says, when I was hiking, camping for 30 days through 5 states, I hardly cared for the food I ate. It just became sustenance because I was having so much fun exploring. Awesome. Yes, Greenland will become the new center of cold for Northern Hemisphere. Well, it is. I think it is already. It's pretty much, the last contiguous stretch of ice. If I'm not mistaken, if anybody wants to correct me, please do. But most of the ice that's left is on Greenland, right? And it's going to take a little while longer to melt that ice, but when that ice melts, then what? Then what? Yes, you can follow me at Patreon, for sure, and at Twitter for right now. But eventually, when my websites are all back up and running, I will let you all know immediately. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. I've reached the end of my time. I'm going to be doing a little music interview and performance tonight, if anybody's interested, for the Old Globe Theater, which is in San Diego. Doing an interview with a friend of mine, and if you just search the Old Globe on the internet, you will find their channels, and I'm going to be on the Old Globe YouTube channel and Facebook channel, and there's another channel that I'm forgetting. Their website, the Old Globe website. So if you guys seek that out, search that out if you want to check me out playing some music and talking about some music tonight at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard. And until next time, guys, I'll be back tomorrow at the regular time. Until next time, peace.